Nobody's Happy podcast, the official podcast of the men's right to own a dildo without everyone getting all weird and asking all kinds of intrusive questions. We have nerve endings too, ladies. Hey, so here it is, guys. I'm here in the new studio that my friend Josh put together with what was it? Fraud money.
Wow, why do you guys keep doing that, man? Don't do that. This is legit business that I've had for years. This is not fraud.
Everybody keeps telling Josh that he's doing tax fraud and all kinds of shit.
I have all the paperwork. I'm good. I deserved whatever loans that I did receive, and the funds were spent responsibly on what they're supposed to be spent. I purchased no assets. All right.
Well, I mean, that's what I would say if I was fucking embezzling money.
Fuck you, dude. I don't want to go to prison, man.
It's what I would say. Just to let you guys know, yeah, I've been doing stand up, man. I've been recording the album, which is why I hadn't done this in video form, because it's just a fucking pain in the ass to set up video, fucking, and the audio, and then like have to render it, cut it up together. I mean, I still got to kind of do that too, but it's better to just show up and have everything all set up. And I'm gonna try to get more people on this, but like individuals, like one at a time. Get some of the comics. But speaking of which, I went to the open mic the other day. Yesterday. I went to the open mic for the first time in a while, and I had a good time. I saw some kids that are just coming up. They're pretty funny. Clever. Actually, some of those dudes were like as old as I am, or maybe even older, trying it out for the first time.
Yeah, some of them have been doing it a while. They were from Austin.
There was Austin people there?
Yeah.
People from Austin come down to do the open mic?
People who transferred to Austin are now doing the open mic in San Antonio.
Wow. Hey, so we made it big, man. Joe Rogan is bringing us all kinds of open micers out here to San Antonio. Well, I mean, it seemed like there was a bunch of guys that were, like I said, pretty clever, man. I mean, San Antonio is a pretty blue-collar town, and when you're in front of a blue-collar town, there's a give and take of being intelligent and just being funny. Meaning, like, sometimes, for the most part, it's not the same with everybody, but for the most part, the smarter you try to sound, the less funny it's gonna be, and it's definitely gonna show in a blue-collar town like San Antonio or one of these little small towns in West Texas. You'll definitely hear the difference. I feel like I fucked up, and now I'm trying to backpedal out of something that I said. But you know, there's probably smart too. I mean, it's not that they're dumb.
No, you said it. They're dumb, Raul. No, you just gotta spoon feed them a little bit. That's all.
Yeah. You got to keep it simple, man. And sometimes keeping it simple is the genius thing to do. And sometimes it's not, man. Sometimes you're just grabbing your own shit and slinging it for other people's amusement, like a monkey getting ready to get shot into space. I had a pretty decent set. I'm working on new stuff already. Things that I want to talk about. I'm really going back to the old basics on this one, man. I'm just writing a bunch of dumb jokes, and I'm having fun. I'm actually having fun saying really, really stupid things. And they're like almost like non sequiturs. Yeah, but I want to be like a nightclub act, you know, like something they you don't take your grandma is probably not gonna dig it, right? Or depending, I mean, maybe she was a wild bitch, but I want to do something that's not it's definitely not for the kids, but I also want it to be sophisticated, you know, like Rodney Dangerfield. It's crass and it's rude, but there's a level of sophistication to it, and that's what I want to do. And I think the sophistication comes from the joke structure. I think if the joke structure is right, you can say a bunch of dumb, stupid things, ignorant things, and at least that's the route that I'm trying to take it at right now. I want to just sit down, write a bunch of goofy shit, and hopefully it comes together. Yeah, and then start going around these little towns of Texas. Waco, I heard I got to do something in Waco. They said I think there's a club in Waco. Josh, you heard if there's a club in Waco?
Yeah, I heard something. There's a club out there now.
Yeah, but it's not like because I remember we did one. Oh yeah, that night that shall never be spoken of. We did one time in Waco.
It was Paris.
Oh no, that was a long time ago. I'm talking about Waco when you George and I went and bombed and basically felt like we had just robbed the place. And as soon as they paid us, afterward we like ran out of there. Like I can't believe they just paid us for that mess that we just did.
Was that at the bar and they had the game going on?
Oh yeah,
us?
I think
it was
I
the
think
playoffs.
So. Yeah,
and it was the Dallas Mavericks, I think, versus the Spurs.
Yeah, that's one thing about growing up in San Antonio. It's like maybe like football will ruin. If you're from a football town, football will ruin one of your open mics or one of your shows once a week. But like with basketball, it's like they play 160 games a fucking year. That's 160 random times where people are just gonna rather watch. Or maybe I'm traumatized. Maybe some cities do know how to support their teams and support their local artists, if you will.
But you came up in a town where you're doing stand-up, but also the game's behind you on a big screen, and they're playing poker over there, and the only people paying attention to you are like 5 people at the bar.
And you hear the pool balls smacking in the background.
Yeah.
Whack! Like in between trying to set up a fucking joke.
And you only do it because you need the money so you can buy your drugs.
I know, right? And that's what I used to. There was a time when I was doing so much drinking and drugs that I was basically, comedy was starting to get in the way of my drinking and drug use, and I think that's when I realized I want to do more drugs, and then I ran out of money and I couldn't. Sometimes things happen for a reason, right? There's probably a reason why I'm not a famous TV star and 6'3", because maybe I'd be a fucking complete piece of shit asshole if I was a handsome young man.
Well, they always say it doesn't change who you are. You know what I mean? So if you feel like
what doesn't
your fame or whatever. So if let's say,
what about your stature though? What about if you were just physically gifted with an enormous cock, fucking?
But if you have
hair,
an enormous cock, do you wanna
show it to people? Yeah.
Yeah.
At parties, bro.
But then you never work on your jokes because you don't give a shit because you have an enormous cock.
That's true.
Yeah. So some of these people who bomb all the time, we've seen for decades, probably have a huge dick.
Enormous cock. Hey, have it, folks. If you've bombed, congratulations. I bet that dick is huge. My little peepee, I got to crush it every time.
It's called slapsticks.
Oh my goodness! And then afterwards, after the open, God, it was so much fun being back in the old place where it all started. Because technically, that was my home where I first started. Where I honed my craft and did a ton of blow in the bathroom. God, I started cooking too, crock pot cooking, just to help out around the house. You know, I'm starting to get into this whole stay at home husband thing. It's so fucking easy. I don't know what these chicks were. Man, women going back into the workplace, y'all fucked up. I've been a stay-at-home husband for only a couple of weeks, and it's so easy. It's so fucking easy. You wash dishes, that's fucking relaxing. Fold clothes, that's fucking relaxing. Washing the clothes, the machine does it for you. And then you just sit there, try to come up with ideas. Cooking though. Cooking that's I guess that's the one thing I have to respect that women do is they give away their time. Stay at home wives, because there's always something to do. The work is not hard, but there's always something to fucking do. It's like you clean up here. Oh, now I got to clean up there. And then you go through the entire rotation, and guess what? People still got to shower. People got to use the bathroom. People got to eat. It's non-fucking stop. It's easy, but it's non-stop, and that's what makes it hard.
It's tedious.
Tedious.
It's what it is.
Yeah.
It's like if it was torture, it'd be the Chinese water torture, where they just drop that one drop on you again and again and again.
I see. I've heard about that thing, but I fail to see how something like that could make me feel. I don't know. I don't believe that the whole drop. I can understand somebody tapping the side of your head, but like water torture test, I don't know. I think I might have to do a challenge about it here. I would have to be on a lot of fucking drugs though. I don't think I'd be able to just sit there. Actually, I think I could survive a water torture test, a Chinese water torture test. Now, an American water torture test, I heard that shit feels like you're fucking dying, man. Oh, it's terrible. But yeah, man, I went to laugh out loud, had a good time. Did my stupid little jokes like everybody else. I got to cut in line, because I have seniority, whatever the fuck that is. But I did the same amount as everybody. I just did 4 minutes, just like everybody, and it went by so fucking fast. Cause like I said, I've been writing a bunch of stuff, and I have quite a few little jokes here and there, but man, that time went by so quick. By the time I was done with it, I was already getting the light, and I was like, oh, fuck. It's only going to be the first two jokes, or two jokes, which are a bunch of jokes put together. God damn it. The unprofessionalism in this goddamn fucking place.
Apologize.
No. I'm going to do drugs because of that now. So, yeah. It's a wonderful time at fucking LOL, man. I can't believe I hadn't gone in a while. Well, we hadn't been doing it in a while because of COVID and whatnot. That was COVID right there, that cough. I just farted it out, bro. That's how tough I am. Shouldn't there be some kind of reward for people that haven't gotten COVID the entire time? I mean, we're obviously doing something right? Right? Like, whether you've gotten the vaccine or not, it's like just not having COVID this far into the game, that should be an accomplishment, right? It should give us a Miata or something like that. I don't know. I went to my friend Edward's place yesterday after I did my set. I went over there, got drunk. I got drunk and high, and I felt so good about it. You know why? Because I worked out that day. I'm starting to get really into working out and fucking and drinking. I feel like I feel great. The only thing is it is kind of a task. It's three things. It's working out, drinking, and hydrating. You those three, and you have to do them well. Otherwise you underperform, or you shit yourself doing a pull up. Oh, shit. Oh my God, dude. I don't know if you guys have. I did it in the Army a lot, but if you've ever tried working out when you're dehydrated or hungover, it fucking sucks, dude. It feels like you're the weakest human being in the world, and you're forget your guts bubbling, your butthole bubbles. It's like that's when you know it's bad, when the inside of your butt starts a brewing, and you're like, wow, it's already down there. It's not even letting me know that there's something wrong. It's like this is coming out. The diagnosis time, that was a long time ago, man. This is DEFCON 5. I hate taking this shit in public places. LOL though, I was like, man, I did coke off of this bathroom. I can definitely take a shit. Do something for my health. And yeah. Wait, wasn't I talking about that earlier? And then how did I deviate from that? Oh, because I said that I started cooking. Or did I say that? In any case, man, I'm sorry if you're hearing this again, but I started cooking. Oh yeah, then I went into that thing about
subconsciously you're cooking your shit.
Yeah, no, dude, my cooking is awful. But no, it's not awful for me. It's awful for other people. It's awful for people who have to taste it. But for me, I'm used to like, man, I'll eat. I really am turning into that old man that always relates everything to back when I was in the service. But you know what? God damn it. It comes from getting annoyed by people. It's like, why do you need so much of this or so much of that? You know, just grab your shit and fucking go. We're going to go camping. I'm taking a backpack. That's it. And then you see everybody else come out with their little inflatable pads and all this stuff. And then you start realizing that you're an old fool. You're an old, just finished, fucked up knee. Hey, what do you guys think about that? You guys think this is funny? I think I'm writing a joke about. I think the worst thing that racism did was give militias a bad name. Because I want to be in a militia because it's like being in a gang for people with bad knees. Pause for laughter. Let them collect themselves and be like, oh my God, this Raul kid is a fucking crack, man. This dude is crazy. Oh.
What kind of militia would you join?
A non-racist one, man. That's what I'm saying. What I'm getting at is like, why do racists gotta own militias? And why do they gotta own burning crosses either? Sometimes you're a Christian and it's fucking cold outside.
Zapatistas aren't racist or at least they're not white.
Zapatistas are. Oh, you're talking about the Mexican
militia, yeah.
I think that's more than a militia, bro. I think that's like a rebel group.
So where does it go from militia to rebels? When they're brown?
Depending on who's in power, bro. I mean, check it out. Aren't they starting to call they're starting to call white supremacist terrorists. And that it sounds like, yeah, they are terrorists or whatever, but it's not stopping there. Now they're also saying, you know, like if you're an anti-vaxxer or whatever, or somebody that doesn't want to take their vaccine,
you're a Nazi.
That you're somehow it's somehow gotten political where they're like some guy tweeted about, like, I heard on the radio this professor tweeted that people that get COVID and are not vaccinated should not be treated in hospitals. It's like, fuck, dude. Like, how does it get that? Like what I hear in that is just rage. Like, I fucking hate you.
Fear.
You know?
A lot of it's fear.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But it comes off as, hey, which, yeah, it probably, I mean, I guess fear is the number one
people
supplier.
Are quick to jump on it because there was one guy that I saw, it was hilarious. He put, I believe in mandatory vacations, but Facebook fucked up and put the little COVID thing underneath it. So even I read vaccinations and I was like, I looked at it, I was like, all right, whatever.
Vacation.
And then I started reading through the comments And it was just like, he's just like, how can you listen? I just really want to go to Vegas, and then after that, Cuba, and then I was thinking, and they're like, what does that have to do with vaccines? He's
Is
like,
that a kid a comic?
yeah, he's a comic. Then he
Ah,
said that he lost a shitload of Facebook friends that didn't even comment. They just saw that and took them off.
that is crazy. People, y'all need to fucking chill the fuck out, dude.
But the part that got me was that he put vacations, and Facebook still put COVID vaccine
COVID,
thing
yeah.
under.
That means
That means it's broken.
it's broken.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody taking it on manual. I think the algorithm is like it's like an airplane, man. Yeah, it does it all by itself, but you can put that shit on manual and go in there and look for shit to
If enough
to
people
do.
report it.
and that's gotta be a powerful feeling too, to be able to go, everyone behaving like a jail guard walking through all the
No, people
all
are
the
getting
cells.
PTSD because what they were doing was they're having to look up the worst shit that's on the internet that people posted on Facebook. So it was like beheadings and child
Jesus.
pornography and all this horrible shit. And so people were getting PTSD because they were having to look through all of it.
God,
And it was like young kids that had never been through shit.
dude, that is so fucking awful, man. I would never want to have a job like that. It's no matter how much amount of money, like, and I know myself, I'll keep some shit in and I'll let it fuck with my head. So I have to turn away from shit like that, man. Like, I was watching skating videos. That's with Edward. We were like fucking just drunk and high, watching skate videos and just seeing these dudes jump out of like practically 2 feet. I mean, 2 feet, two stories, and then just land on a fucking skateboard. And I was like, Jesus, dude. And then I saw a guy who, like, he broke something like a femur, or not femur, whatever the fuck is in here below the knee. He just crushed it, and his ligaments. He tore the shit out of him. You hear him land, wah, and you just hear him go, ah! I was like, oh my God, that is so fucking brutal. And the guy's talking about this shit, by the way, with like screws in his feet and about other shit that he did afterwards. And it's like, damn, dude, some of these kids. And we did draw that comparison. Skateboarding is definitely like doing stand up, because it takes a special kind of person to fuck it up a bunch of times and keep running back up the stairs and going like, I'm gonna get it right this time. And part of the thrill is trying it and seeing what happens. And I fucking love that, because yeah, sometimes you fucking hurt yourself so bad in stand up, like emotionally, where you just do a gig where everything goes wrong. The audience sucks, you suck, and you fucking know it deep down inside. The venue sucked. It's just everything sucked, and it all comes together in one point, and that's like the equivalent of like snapping your ankle on a fucking drop, where it takes you a while to recover, and then you got to go back slowly, saying a little joke here and there. Oh, it's terrible. I wanted to look up an article, Josh. It was called Indonesian Army Ends Virginity Test on Female Cadets. Do. That's it. That is it. Can I what does it happen? The Indonesian Army has ended the practice of virginity tests on women who apply to become cadets. Its chief of staff Andika Perkasa said the Indonesian Army's chief of staff said Wednesday that women wanting to join troops will no longer be subjected to virginity tests.
What's the virginity test?
I think they they kick you in the pussy.
It's abusive and unscientific, it says.
Oh God, they actually go down there.
I'm assuming so. They don't ask, so did you? Like, I don't think that's the way they do it.
Yeah, yeah. They probably stopped because they were like, man, some of these hoes know how to fight, and we can't be. We're cutting our pool in half.
Human rights exposed the use of tests by Indonesian forces in 2014. The police have ended the exam human rights. How do they do it, though? We looked at the abdomen, genitalia, and in detail.
With
The examination of the pelvis, vagina, and cervix. So basically, they're just being like, "Are you tight enough to join the army?"
yeah. Wow, dude.
Are you tight enough to join this army? Only tight pussies on this fucking field. God dang.
How does that make you a better soldier, though? I guess maybe that's why they took it off. Like somebody was probably.
They found out that women with loose vaginas actually were way better at fighting. The bigger the vagina, the better the soldier.
I mean, you have to have seen a couple of things, right? If you looked at a couple of dicks your entire life, you know what's a barrel of a gun.
What if they did that with like with men? Or like, oh my God, your dick's way too big. There's no way you can join the army.
I remember hearing guys, especially guys that stayed in after I got out of the army, that the army like really is getting softer. But apparently it was getting soft, like it's always been getting soft ever since the 80s. When in the 80s and 70s, they could fucking beat the shit out of you.
Mm-hmm.
They could actually put their hands on you. When I was there, they would choke you out, right? They'll choke you out, tap you out. But that's about it. So even when I was in the army, it had already like changed for the better. Where the only thing was that drunk sergeants could go up to your room and wake you up and just fuck with you all night, and just throw cans of beer at you, and make you duck walk through the hallway. That was not fucking fun. The first time I was there, me and my friend Guest, my battle buddy, we were roommates when we first got there, and it was the old school barracks that where it'd be one wing of it would be a whole platoon, but in one of those rooms there would be like a sergeant. There'd be like 2 or 3 rooms where a sergeant would get to themselves, and sometimes these guys were so fucking mean that they would just get drunk and they'd go around waiting to see who the fuck is up, who's fucking around, who's partying, are they underage? Sometimes they would drink with the underage guys. Sometimes they would get mad at him and just smoke the piss out of him and have him get into their fatigues and start low crawling on the ground, you know, with your fucking head on the ground and just basically inching forward like a worm, like you're in Vietnam. And then when we got back from Afghanistan is when we started getting the barracks that were more like dorms. Like you'd go into one of the doors, and it'd be two rooms. One of the apartments was like 2 rooms. Yeah, they were kind of like apartments, and each soldier got one room, and they both shared a kitchen, refrigerator, microwave, and a bathroom. So that's like, and before we had showers in the old school ones. You would go, everybody, the whole platoon or the whole wing, I think, or maybe just the whole platoon, used the same shower. And they were so old that I remember when I got there, this kid got mad at me because he was in the shower and I went to go piss and I flushed the toilet. And he was like, Sanchez, what the fuck? And he's like, gets mad at me and he's explaining to me, like, when you flush that, like the water comes out like really hot or like really cold. And he told me that that they had a thing where they would say, damn it, I forgot what the word is for like when you're about to shoot artillery, but you're supposed to yell that out. Oh no, you before you shoot a bazooka, you say backblast area clear, and I think you had to say that. You had to shout it so the guy taking a shower knew to get out of the way because you were about to flush the toilet, and there was some hot shit coming your way. Yeah, and but then it moved on to the nice little dorm like, and apparently now you can't even make soldiers do push-ups. You got to do push-ups yourself if you make the soldier. If you tell the soldier do push-ups, you got to get down and do the push-ups with him. It's fucking hilarious, dude. Because they used to just walk in on us and just because they were bored, they'd be like, "You motherfuckers are getting complacent," and they just have you do fucking jumping jacks and iron mics, push-ups, just for no good reason. But apparently now you can get in trouble. Damn, dude. I wonder what's. I'm sure those boys will be fine if they go to war. I think it's because there's no real conflict, so it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy for guys to kind of let their guard down and just be soft. And
now, is that just basic training, or is that, I'm sure it's not like your Marines and Navy SEALs and so forth?
No, this is not even basic training, man. I think basic training has also gotten softer, from what I've heard. That people tell me, just because you can't, they make it harder. I think they did something good to made it. They were trying to do something good in making it hard for sergeants to give you these arbitrary punishments. They would basically do just to essentially just haze you. But I think it's gone so bad to the point that that it feels like it's a toothless machine, where before it was like there was a savagery about it, whereas like at the end of the day, these are fucking dudes and they're all fit and they're fucking mean. But it feels like, I don't know, who knows, maybe that's what a soldier needs. Maybe you need to treat him with respect so you could get a more professional soldier. You know, somebody that's not just going to go out there and just fucking blow a whole family away because he feels a little jittery. He needs to see some action, man. Maybe they do, I don't know. I mean, obviously some places like Indonesia are like way behind. They were like fucking having pussy inspections, for Christ's sake.
What if that was just some pervert officer who was like, "I am the pussy inspector. Every woman that comes in has to."
You know what? That is probably the most likely scenario, in my opinion. I think the most likely scenario is some guy being a complete fucking pervert.
Yep.
And going like, we need to inspect their honor or whatever, you know, because they don't have that for guys, right? They don't check your dick.
Well, they check your whole body, don't they?
They do check your nutsags.
Yeah. They don't give a fuck about you. Let me see them nuts.
That's all. Yeah.
I mean, there used to be a doctor that if a woman was being like too, I don't know how to put it, but he would make him come. You'd go to the doctor and he'd make you come.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He was a finger. He's convinced, yeah. I'm going to finger all y'all's wives.
I remember, where did I get that from? Because I remember hearing it, but I don't know from who. But yeah, that it was part of something that some doctors did, right? As part of like women's hygiene. Or was it an, what is it? OBGYN, what do they call them?
Gynecologist?
Gynecologist. I keep smacking my crotch. Yeah, gynecologist. I think at some point a gynecologist's job was to put your girl on the moon.
And then apparently
and treat her right.
Apparently a doctor's the one that created a vibrator because they got tired from making them masturbate.
Can you believe that? A doctor created.
This is from Vice. Oh shit! Why would you?
Wow. Why did? And that's the thing. When they started putting the little head on it, that's when they started like. I mean, if you're gonna do it, might as well get creative. You know, like express yourself.
Oh, that's what they would call them. They would call them hysterical women. See,
Damn.
they weren't hysterical. They just really wanted that dick, and their husband wasn't providing it, so they had to go to the doctor to get medical vibrators.
It's like when me and my girl were long distance. She was hysterical the whole time. Bitch, you're hysterical. You sound hysterical over the phone.
Imagine, I just feel so much better. Where'd you go? I just came back from the doctors. You've been going to the doctors once a week. I've been hysterical.
I've been so hysterical, but he just beats it right out of me.
Well, that's a good doctor right there because you were getting crazy. Why do you go to 7 different doctors?
All right, I got to do some advertisement, man.
All right.
Let's see. This episode of Nobody's Happy is brought to you by that guy in the hood that walks extra slow in front of cars while they have a green light in order to prove a point. Show off your lack of self-awareness and low IQ with this brazen humanoid bag of shits display. It comes fully equipped with talking in a movie theater, cutting people off in traffic, and of course, leaving a bag of chips in the meat aisle instead of taking it back to the chip aisle where you got it. That guy in the hood that walks extra slow in front of cars while they have a green light in order to prove a point is the perfect way to tell society that you can't read, hold meaningful relationships, or fix a printer. So get yours today and get a discount with the code words ASSMILK. This episode is also brought to you by your mom's vibrator. Your mom's vibrator is old and low on batteries. Your mom's vibrator also comes with delicious home-cooked meals and other siblings to talk to. Order now and treat that woman that gave you life with the life that's worthy of a size queen. Your mom's vibrator, because they have nerve endings too. I have a obsession with UFC, but I don't know what to do with it. Should I do something with the podcast? I feel like that would just take up too much of my time.
Or like a different podcast?
Yeah, but maybe I should just focus on making this one good. I want to have my girlfriend bought the Hot Ones hot sauce set, and we're planning on doing that at some point. And
Trying out wings and shit?
Yeah, and basically just the only thing is, what I was thinking is like, man, that's the kind of thing where they could probably sue you, right? There's probably some like, hey, if you eat hot wings progressively with our sauce and videotape it and put it on YouTube, you're stealing our idea.
No, anybody can put up wings. You just can't call it that, I don't believe. But you can put wings, hot sauce.
Would I be able to say, I'm about to do the Hot Ones challenge?
No, you got to do it because it's a new version. Be like, hey, it's the Mexican hot one.
No. Well, I don't want to make it a thing.
Welcome to the Mexican hot one.
Oh, my God. That would gross me out.
We're so much hotter for you guys.
It's so much hotter. The first one is 1 trillion kilowatts.
Welcome to Pica la Cola.
Pica Cola. I want to do something like that, right? Or maybe tape something remotely and talk about it. Only thing is we're going to have to fix this fucking thing. Because I have to, like, get out here just to fucking read it. Maybe just put it that way next time. I'm going to have some guests, man. I want to have some comics. I don't know if maybe at some point I wouldn't be opposed to just somebody that's interesting. But I feel like first I would have to just do it with my friends and with comics. People that I find easy to talk to. And then once I kind of level out my social retardation, hey, the sky is the limit, man. We could be interviewing Billy Madison from or Lyle and Han from the Lyle and Han show. Do you remember Lyle and Han? Fuck, man, you suck, dude. Maybe one day I could interview. We have a. No, I would probably have to get like a big fan base to get like a like a professor from UTSA or something, right? Oh, or maybe I don't know. Maybe they're desperate
Yeah, just reach out to
for
them.
friends. Yeah, but first, that'd be in the future. As far as like something gimmicky, like I I feel like I'm stealing this idea though. These kids used to do this. They would eat really hot peppers and then try to act out a scene. And I was thinking, like, what if I ate a pepper and read, like, I don't know, like a pornographic I don't know,
Whatever it
letter
is,
or something.
whatever it is, it should be something that you like doing and that it's simple so you can keep doing it consistently.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, that's because like things like doing the wings. I want to do that just to see how I do. But like as far as doing something that's like a segment, yeah, that's the exact same thing I was thinking. I was like, it's got to be simple and it's got to be repeatable.
How about thoughts on the toilet? And every time you take a shit, you just sit in front of the toilet and give your thoughts.
Thoughts on the toilet is I break into the women's bathroom
Oh shit!
and I take pictures. Thoughts on the toilet.
Sex criminal.
I'd be in jail right now. No, nothing that harasses women. I mean, as opposed to how I'm usually doing it, I want to do it different this time. Not harmful to women. How about I do a corner where women send me a scenario that they advice. I should write an advice column for women.
I think you should just go live on social media and do questions, and I think that'll get you the most.
Go live on social media.
Go live on Facebook. Go live on YouTube. Live on any of those, and then just be like, "Hey, whatever you guys want to talk about."
Do you think we could go live on this thing?
Yeah, it's set up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go live one of these days, and would we be able to do it on a Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe not so much, but I do want to try it at least one time and see what it's all about. I gotta write. I'll just write a ton of ads, and have a bunch of stuff ready that I want to talk about. What else did I want to talk about today? I guess adapting. That's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. That's what I want to get good at. Adapting, man. Everything that changes for the better. The people that fail to adapt, man, do they look slow and like comedy from years behind. Like in the 90s, you could tell when there was a guy like from the 80s or even the 2000s, you could tell it was like an old school cat that does old school jokes, and it's like failing to adapt. But not just with comedy, but also like with life in general, like these like the podcast. I definitely was one of the first guys that go that would think like this. I mean, I get it, but it's kind of a waste of time. But this is back in like 2010, 2011. And I did not know it was going to steamroll like this hard, where like people are like becoming millionaires for having successful podcasts. And forget even the monetary thing. Having people come out to see you because they know you from podcasts. That's one thing that I was so stupid. I couldn't see that far ahead because I was so like, lockjawed on trying to write better comedy and write more comedy, that when you just focus on one thing all the time, you end up fucking up a bunch of shit inadvertently just by not even addressing it. Like my whole fucking license. I was driving without a license. Did you know that fucking Dallas van is driven like years without a license?
Yeah, and now does everybody else does too.
He was saying it the other day. I was like, they're fucking idiot. Yeah, but I mean, if they're looking for him, they're already looking for him. Only people that know his name are looking for him.
I would say the adapting part is just like at first it came with the social media and people were like, I don't do that. And then it became the podcast and it's like, I don't do that. You know what I mean?
Facebook, same thing.
It's yeah, it's all. I don't do those little Vine little clips or whatever they had back in the day.
Yeah, and now it's the TikTok. People are like, you got a TikTok? I'm like, no.
I don't do
The
that.
fuck is wrong with you? TikTok? What am I, 13? With a fat ass?
I agree with that one though. It's just like I think you have to stop at your age because then you're the old guy on TikTok.
That and that can also be creepy. Yeah, either you gotta evolve, or evolve with the times, or just stop.
But it's easier for us because now we don't have to wait for that agent to put us on JFL or whatever the fuck so we can get big. People can get big. Look at the polar bear. You know what I mean? He did the TikTok thing and he did the podcast thing. Now the dude's selling out all these fucking improvs and shit.
That's fucking incredible, right? I was looking up that dude the other day, and I could not find anything about him. And I was like, if he's so famous, how come I can't find him on YouTube? I didn't realize. I thought he was a YouTube
TikTok
star. Yeah, but apparently, yeah. Then I found out that no, he's a TikTok. How do you say it? Icon monster. Yeah, and I was like, whoa, you can build a following that'll go out to see you based on these fucking 3-minute little clips. But there you have it, folks, and it's happening every day. I don't know. I want to do different stuff with the channel, but I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, so I'm just gonna kind of focus on doing the podcast, but I also want to write. I've been having a lot of fun writing for like working on like a screenplay. It's just an exercise, you know. And also writing short stories that feels good too. But stand up, man, that is always. And like I told you, like I've been getting like I don't know, I've been starting to do things pretty old school way, like I was doing when I was 2 or 3 years in, you know. I was writing a bunch of non sequiturs, just goofy shit, some stuff that people barely get sometimes, and or like other people are folding over, and other people are just like, I don't get it. How is that funny? And it's fun, man. I like the fun of what did Patrice O'Neill say? It's only good. It's only fun if not everybody's enjoying it. Which I don't I don't agree with that. You gotta be a special kind of jerk to feel that way. He was a fucking hilarious jerk. But I can't. I want as many people on board on my shit as possible. But there are those couple of jokes where you do get that, where you're like, you know what? Fuck it. I like this. And I like what it does to the crowd. It separates them in the really silly people and the people that are just not that open-minded about what I'm trying to do up here with my art.
Well, some people don't get the nuances. You know what I mean? Like, where it's like if you see a skateboarder and he does a trick, you're like, that was cool. But like Edward could name the trick that he did, and he's like,
and tell you how difficult
that trick is. But the person made it look so easy. They're like, okay, you know what I mean? So I think it's like that with stand up. We've gotten to that point where people have super fans, and it's just like, well, this segment of comedy, and then I like these guys over here, and you know what all things comedy guys are doing over here, and they become super fans.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing about why I wanted to do the show Revolver, man, because I feel like I wanted to do a show. Yeah, I wanted have a monthly show. And yeah, it'd be cool if I could choose the people that are on it, but also like have younger comics get like an opportunity to do 15 minutes. Cause I feel like anybody could do 10 minutes. In fact, anybody could do 15 minutes, but that's around where you start, where people start folding around 15 minutes. So if you got a nice 15 minutes, I feel like that says a lot about your potential. I mean, you're already a quarter of the way there. You know, in fact, you might be a third of the way there if you only do 45 minutes. If you're doing like a little town, you're going down to Waco or McAllen, you're doing your little 45 minutes, man. If you can do 15, that should be like a real milestone. Because not only is that what a host is supposed to do, so you can start getting work at the club. But it's also, that's right around there's some people that will never reach 15 minutes. And they might reach 5, they might reach 8. But if they're really not that into comedy as much as they think they are, they'll never reach the 15 minutes because it takes too much time, it takes too much effort. And usually that's the kind of thing that weeds out people to quit doing stand-up. And I think by the time you reach those 15 minutes, I think by then you should already know, like, should I do this for at least, like, should I do this for another year? Or like, man, I should really see my wife more often. Or, man, I missed work the other day because I got trashed after going to the open mic. That's probably when you start figuring out after you either write 15 minutes or whatever amount of time it takes you. But I think if you come up with 15 minutes, that's when you should go like, should I pursue this or am I just done here? Who knows? Everybody's different. That's how I feel. If I had to give it a number, I would say 15 minutes. Anyway, that's the reason why I wanted to have less comics to stretch out their legs. Get to do some longer bits. Because like I said, I went to that open mic. I did 4 minutes, and man, that shit went by so fast. I was like, damn, I was barely getting set. You know, I was barely trying to get ready to start cooking. And
fast pumps. You gotta have fast pumps.
Yeah, dude. You have to. We're basically live TikTok. Yeah, what we were doing, just quick fucking 4 minute.
That's why I've been doing it at specifically at that open mic. Whatever I talk about, all the subjects kind of revolve around that one topic. So it's like beat up that topic, and the next time it's another topic.
Yeah, that's how I've been writing before I go try something new out. I've been just writing basically. If I could write as many jokes as I can about one thing, and then once I get them all, the good ones, and then put them all together so it just seems like one continuous long joke, but it's really a bunch of them.
You know what I wish I did? I could go back to when I had no shame, and I could invite people out to an open mic, and they would come, and then I would shake my ass in front of them like that lady did. She seemed
my God,
so free doing that. She just went up there and started bam, bam, backing it up, and she's like, "I'm a lesbian now, and this is my wife up front. I brought all my friends," and I was just like, "No wonder y'all love my pussy eating jokes. Y'all got it. Fuck yeah!"
Oh my God,
but they were great, and she just went up there and shook her ass and did her set, and they were on board the entire time with her. Like they loved her. But those were people
because they were very honest about what they were looking for. They were like, make dance monkeys. They were like, this is what we wish all of you would be doing, entertaining us no matter what the expense of your
I would say that's the difference between
be mean.
I would say that's the biggest difference here in San Antonio. You have to sell it at least a little bit, the joke, and you have to have some showmanship in you. Versus in Austin, don't sell it at all. Just tell the joke. Like,
show us your power of verbal speech.
Yes, very much so. And here, that's like,
and here's like, hey, put some gunners into it, bro.
Yes. This guy's just talking.
Work hard, bro. I work hard all day. I want to see you do the same thing, bro. Muévele. Muévele.
Act outs. You got to have the act outs. You got to have, all of it has to be on point. Let me give me the same voice for everybody.
Yeah. And especially if you're telling a story, man, that shit better draw you in around the campfire, holding a beer.
You know what I noticed too? Nobody's reading text off their phone, and nobody's breaking down rap lyrics. There's nobody doing that.
So that shit is weak.
Nobody's doing that at all.
Last week. Let me see. When's the last time I ever did anything like that? Did I ever break down rap lyrics?
I didn't break down rap lyrics, but I wrote a fake letter. I'm an idiot. I didn't bring up a phone. I put a fake letter together when I would do that stupid Dear Joshua.
Oh, yeah.
Awful.
The refugee letters or whatever.
Yeah.
Dear Joshua.
Real next level shit.
You wrote it down. Yeah. I guess most normal people would have just put it
on their phone. But I'm like, no, I'm going to commit to this bit. I
almost took my notes out because I was getting that nervous. But one thing that I always found douchey that comics would do is when they would take their phone out or their notepad and like you hear a joke bomb. And then they'll just like casually like, let's see. It's like, really, dude? You don't remember any of that? You're just trying to let us know how casual you are right now. You're not even trying.
Well, I felt like a lot of people ripped that off of, what's that guy named? Deon Cole. Deon Cole, where he'd be like, he'd take out the pad. I remember when Deon Cole and his special came out, everybody's doing that. They had a pad, and they'd scratch him out. Like,
oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, dude, you can't take that from, come on.
I mostly noticed it in like New York, where like the cool kids would take out their phone and their notepad just to like let everybody know, like, I wrote this on the way here from the subway.
Here are my thoughts that I should just be put on a podcast, but instead I want to bore you all with it.
Well, I mean, it was like a kind of like a disclaimer, like, hey, this is brand new. This isn't me at my best.
Yeah. Well, just how with your people's closings joke, people always say, I've been hearing this so much. Well, I'm gonna end on this. Or every time I hear that, I'm like, well, this is a joke you guys better laugh on because this is the last one. That's what I hear when they do that.
I think it's I think it's something that I've only heard people say when they've had a very up and down or bad set.
Yeah. It's been a rocky set.
Yeah.
Been on this, guys. I don't know if you knew I was telling jokes, but this will be the last one.
I usually say just to let people know that in the back that I know that I'm supposed to get off pretty soon. I was like, I gotta get out of here pretty soon.
That sounds more like a line like you're doing well. Like, all right, guys, enough. I've killed enough. I'll be back soon.
Guys, let go of my shirt.
Yeah. And the other one is like they want to leave me like, whoa. Here's my last one. I'm going to end on this. You got to get their attention.
Dude, did you know they I just remember right now. They do suspended Rand Paul from YouTube for a week or something because he said something about criticizing the mask mandate thing, and I was like thinking about it, and it seems like so like whatever, but I was like, oh shit, they're like just censored a politician.
Yeah, they banned Trump from all social media. So you know what I mean?
Well, I didn't know if you can all social media,
pretty much he was
unpersoned him.
Yeah. So if you can block a former president, you can block whomever you
anybody.
Want. Yeah. It's gonna come. It's gonna come after everybody. Not necessarily like you specifically, Raul, but I mean, it could be one phrase you said, and YouTube picks it up. It's like, well, this channel has been taken off for this period of time or forever.
Yeah,
definitely.
Jesus, man, it's just getting like real 1984-ish. You know, like
you know what I saw? Not 1984. The Brave New World. Have you seen that?
No, I've never seen it.
So Brave New World is.
Don't tell me it. Is it good?
It's great. Yeah, it's
right,
old.
I want to watch it.
What's the?
But it's about like dystopian.
It's a book. Yeah. It's the opposite of 1984. Both dystopian, but it's the opposite of 1984 where they don't control us with fear. They control us with
love
and feeling good.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Would you if you saw everybody was hooked up to these VR, but we're getting controlled, right?
Yeah.
But as we're getting controlled with pleasure. So there's a machine sucking you off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you don't know what the person is feeling. All you know is they're clearly getting the maximum amount of pleasure.
Yeah.
Would you unplug them?
I can't choose to unplug whoever chooses to be plugged in. I would not make that choice for them, but I would like to unplug myself from the dick sucking machine and go get my dick sucked in real life.
Well, that means you got to unplug one of these bitches. Hey, I know you're having a great, awesome life there, but would you mind?
Well, I don't know. I guess reality is just like if they say like the Matrix, if you get unplugged, like if they gave me the same thing, but they're like, oh, but your kids were fake and all that was fake. And I'm like, well, then I'll go back to the fake. I don't want to. You're telling me that my kids are now part of the Matrix and it's like, I've abandoned you. No, I don't care if you say they're fake. I believe that they're real, so I want to be here.
What if what if only Isaiah is real and the rest of y'all are like simulations for him?
I will. Oh man, be like, well, you're actually a younger version of me simulating an older version of yourself. So I'm more you than you think. You have to keep me around. Don't kill me.
Don't you want to find out stuff? That can be helpful.
Oh man, but he gives me some good answers when I try to get deep with him. Where I told him what's the meaning of life, he's like, I don't know. That's a mystery. I'm like, well, why do you think you're here on Earth? He's like, because Mom wanted me here. I was like,
it's true.
Fuck.
Where's the lie, bro?
I know. And I was just like, well, I feel very stupid. And he was just like, anyway, so Minecraft, like, moron. Anyway.
Oh man, that's what you get for asking a child such a deep question. They're gonna break it down the way the Buddha would have probably broken it down. It's just an oversimplification of like, this is all you really need to know, bro. Why are you trying to like find out where the molecules come from?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a dish rag.
Yeah.
You get back to work.
Stop dissecting the joke and go with it.
No, man. The only thing I don't like about the whole censoring thing is it's definitely not. I mean, it's cool for guys that are already successful, but when like you're trying to get success, censorship is what can keep you at that same level without climbing.
Unless you're sharp enough. Unless you're sharp enough to cut through it.
Unless you're clever enough.
And it makes you, and it could, whereas in maybe the 80s and 90s where there was a lot of comedy, but there was nothing that was just like, oh my God, like, I can't believe he said that, versus when Carlin came up and when, what's his name that came up that always get arrested, Lenny Bruce and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. And to imagine going back to a time to when what you're saying on stage in 2023 is you can get arrested. You know what I mean? Like you're going to jail because you said some shit. That's comedy's dangerous again. It's really fun and scary.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about
and I got a good
comedy. Lawyer. Damn, dude. I don't think it's that bad as far as like comedy. I don't mean like, oh, comedy is under attack. It's more like people's like civil liberties, like as far as like when they're talking about making someone get vaccinated. I mean, I get people that want people to that want everyone to get vaccinated, but it's not. You can't force people, man.
Well, you can if you take away their ability to go to restaurants or gyms or bars or hang out with their friends or anything like that.
Yeah, that is true. They can
pressure you.
They can make
it.
you do just about everything, actually, if they choose to do so.
There's a comedy place now in Austin that just said if you're not vaccinated, you cannot perform there anymore.
Oh, yeah, in Austin?
In Austin, yeah.
Where is that at?
Fallout.
The Fallout Theater?
Yeah, I think it was Sure Thing that did it.
Oh, what do you have to show them your papers or what?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, no, right now you don't. But eventually that's what it's going to come to. Because in New York, you don't show a paper, you show the digital copy that you've been vaccinated
On your phone?
on your phone.
Oh. Well, I guess you would carry everything on your phone. It took Planet Fitness a long time, but eventually they realized, why are we giving you that stupid fucking thing that keeps fucking
Swallow it
ripping
up.
off every time when we can just have you guys do the app thing like you're fucking...
I can put one JPEG and now I know that you're a member.
I know, right?
And my wife's already talking about getting the booster shot because she's in the medical field.
Oh, yeah?
And she was like, I think I'm going to have to get a booster shot with this Delta variant. I was like, oh, shit.
I'm gonna have to get vaccinated at some point.
Or you won't be able to do certain clubs.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really not like opposed to vaccine. It's just I don't like the fact that that this can be mandatory, but the vaccine companies, corporations, they're not liable for anything that happens to my fucking...
Well, because it's not FDA approved, so that's why you have to sign.
That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not even against it, dude. Just fucking put some money into testing it. Get
Well,
the
they
FDA.
are, but it takes years and years, so they pushed it through. But I mean, you got to ask yourself: do you want to be a Nazi or do you want to, be a good person?
Save babies.
Yeah.
And there's no in between. You're
Nope.
either a Nazi or you save babies.
Yeah.
Well, it's like, fuck, man. Both seem like I would get tired of it after a while.
Well, it's crazy how there's the extreme, and you know what? A lot of people who they don't want to ask. They don't want to ask you. They just rather assume like you're a good person, right? That's what it comes. You know what I mean?
They're equivocating following with being a good person.
That's what everybody does. Even if you're like religious, like if you follow this, then you're a good person. If you don't, then you're not.
Yeah, but I guess it's a way of compartmentalizing things, or like making them, like putting things in groups so that you don't have to think too much. It's like, oh yeah, you follow a religion, you're good. Oh yeah, you told what to do, that's good. I'm told what to do, that's got to be good, right? Because everybody does what they're told.
I got a family member who says now it's the scientific religion, where if you don't do exactly what science says, then you are a heretic. I can't believe you would ever say anything against science. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's basically taking whatever hole religion was filling up.
Science is replacing it.
No, not even science. Ideology is replacing it. Science has nothing to do with it. It's like, because both sides will call themselves anti-science. Like, oh, you don't want to wear a mask, you're anti-science. And the CDC was like, oh, you guys can take your masks off. And people were like, no, we're not taking them off. We're like, oh, so you're anti-science. It's like both, they like switch, and now it's going back to masks. And
It's whatever makes you comfortable.
Yeah.
That's really what it is. Whatever makes you feel better.
Anyway, and I think we should end on a sad note. I mean, this is nobody's happy. Anyway, guys, so our country's slowly being sold away to corporations, and one day we're all going to be sucking the dicks of aristocrats. Thank you guys for listening so much. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy. Bye. How long was that?